Hello, and welcome to my Flying Words. Since I started my career in aviation, which happened almost 26 years ago, I constantly keep receiving the question, do you have any trick I can buy an air ticket cheaper with? Do you have a special code, a special offer which is not really advertised but you do have access to? I can use it, and that way I can book an air ticket for myself cheaper and easier. Well, I have a bad news, but certainly I do have a good one as well. The bad news is there is no trick. There is no special code you can enter in a hidden website and suddenly the airfare will be half off before that it was. No, there is no such thing, I have to tell you very honestly. But the good news is there is a way which you can follow, and your whole experience of buying an air ticket will be much easier, much more enjoyable, which is very important, I think. And most probably you will get also lower prices. So I decided to create a YouTube course which I called Andrew's Way to Book Air Tickets, the course for being an expert. Welcome to this course. In the first part, I plan to go through some very simple sounding points, which is, I think, rarely taken into consideration when an average person is trying to buy an air ticket. Today, quite a few people think that booking and buying an air ticket is a super duper overcomplicated, very tiring process. To be honest, often they are right. But again, there is a way we can make this process much more enjoyable, faster, more straightforward, and most probably even we are going to get a lower price. How to do that? The very first thing we should go through in our head, what is our interest? What are we into? Where we would like to travel? I mean, if you are into walking around the city, look the sights, and do some shopping probably, then most probably you are even not checking the offers and options to fly to a safari in Africa, and the other way around. If you are into the nature, then most probably you are even not going to check the offers for a 4-day city trip to New York City, right? So the very first thing is to decide what we are into. Basically, during this course, we will make a real booking. At the end, we will go through all the steps, all the process, and at the end, we will have a real air ticket in our hand. After you decided what you are into, what is in your mind, what is the most interesting for you, the second thing you should think about is, how much time do I have for it? How much days of vacation or days off do I have for it? It is very important, because if I have 5 days vacation, for example, then it is pretty much limiting the distance I can cover, and certainly limiting the number of things I can do during these five days. I would definitely discourage you to put too many activities to your vacation days. Doesn't matter if you are a young person or an elderly person, doesn't make really sense. At the end of an over-activated vacation, so to say, you will feel yourself tired, and even worse, believe me, I have experience with that. I did it myself when I was younger as well. You will have pretty much no usable memories for the future about this trip. You will have memories like sitting on an airplane in the middle of the night, which was pretty loud, landing at some airports, transferring again, being there for 2 days, flying back, the same quite big experience, and it's quite interesting. The return journey used to be more tiring always. I think it's a psychological thing, but this is an experience not of my experience, but the experience of my customers. My customers used to say that very often. So think about that. How much time do you have for this vacation? If you have like 3-4 days, then I would definitely suggest you to take a simple city visit, a city weekend or a couple of days in a city. For the easiness of the process, let's agree on that we are all living in Europe, which, for example, I do. So if I do live in Europe, and if I do have 3-4 days vacation, then definitely I will do a city visit. I will fly to another European city, have a few days fun there, look around, check out the sites, do a little bit shopping, or something like this. For no reason, I would fly overseas for like 4 days. Technically, it can be done, of course, but there's no point to do that. If I have a week or more of vacation, then a long-haul journey can be considered. You can tell, okay, I would like to go to the sea. I would like to have some beach vacation. I would like to have some visit of another continent even. It is fairly possible if you have a week or more. Certainly, I still wouldn't suggest you to fly to Australia from Europe for a week. You will have simply not enough time even to look around, honestly. Going to Australia, it takes like 2 days. And the third point is, certainly, again, a very important one. What is my budget for that? How much money I do have for that? If I have only a few €100, then certainly I'm not going to try to book an air ticket for myself to Washington, D.C. or Miami or San Francisco. Rather, I would check out the offers within Europe and enjoy my vacation in another European city, which is fairly doable from a couple of hundreds of euros. Those are the 3 key points. I think we can now make an end of the first part. It was like a short introducing to the course, like part number 0, we can call it. And I would encourage everyone, all the viewers, to think about a coming vacation with the 3 points I mentioned. I will write down these 3 points as well below And for the next time, we can go further and we can go further to the details as well. I would definitely encourage you to leave in a comment if you have any ideas, if you have any parts of this field of booking an air ticket which you are curious about, which you would like to know more about that, and I can talk a little bit more about this topic for the next time or during the course as it fits to the course. So definitely I would suggest you to hit the subscribe button first so you won't miss the next part, and leave some comments. And for the time being, see you in the next week. Bye bye.